Exactly. With the antenna, it's a little bit difficult.
Yes, and the answer to the basic helmet question, why is there such a diversity? I think it's whatever you're comfortable in within the rules. It's as simple as that. Something light and airy.
Yeah, the helmets have to pass certain protection minimums. And someone asked me yesterday whether there's any difference between that drivers wear, whether they're in open cockpit cars or closed cockpit cars. The answer to that is no. They have to wear the same very high-spec helmets.
Very much so, with high-impact visors, I've got to tell you as well. I don't want any gravel getting in the way.
We will be bringing out the safety cars at the end of this lap. We will be pulling in the safety cars at the end of this lap.
Welcome back. We are about to go racing once again. The safety car announcement has been made. They will be in at the end of this lap. So one more. Good warning as well. They get an entire sort of sighting lap before the restart, which is extraordinarily useful. The track looks extremely clean, I've got to tell you. The marshals, of which there are apparently around 300 here, doing a great job. Not suggesting they've all got a broom, but the course looks clean and tidy. You see the on the just beyond the hashed white lines there, you see a lot of marbles that have been spat clear. I imagine the most of the track clearing has been done by the cars themselves, Damien.
Yeah, well, certainly the racing line will have a clean line basically, but offline there'll still be a lot of marbles, and they'll stay there until such time as they're swept up by someone long after the race.
Jeremy, did you see who's stacked up here behind this? Just how crucial is this restart going to be here for Toyota, for example?
Well, they're still trying to claw back the lap deficit to Tom Christensen, so they're just going to hope that Tom Christensen gets involved in some sort of incident while he's trying to work his way through the field. I don't know who is where, to be perfectly honest, in relation to which safety car.
Well, there's the 2 car of Tom Christensen.
All right,
and,
okay.
Which is what 4 cars back behind this lead safety car by the looks of things. I'm just trying to get to
that's number 7 Toyota with the red mirrors on the car.
That's the least threatening one to Tom Christensen. Yeah. The 8 Sarrazin car would be more important for Christensen to distance himself from.
The number 7 car is 3 cars away from being lapped for a second time.
Right.
Both Toyotas are actually 1 lap down to the leaders, but as you can see, that Alex Wurz in kind of a 7 is unless he's can really put his foot down, he's going to be lapped for a second time shortly.
As if by magic, suddenly we hook up with the 8 car that's on the back of this little train. Now, the important action here then may well come from Wurz, who could do a good blocking job. I'm not suggesting he's going to do anything illegal, but it'd be good for him to hold up Christensen and maybe just give Sarrazin a chance to pass by and get on with the job at hand. We speculate. We'll find out the answer to those questions in just a short while. So the action will be within this line.
Out from the safety cars. Safety cars that turn out the yellow revolving lights.
There we are. You heard it clearly from our race director. Yellow revolving lights to be extinguished, and then as soon as they have their opportunity, they will get up to speed and depart.
I love this communication from the race director. That's really cool.
He's got this very much Dr. Evil sound about him. He's up there somewhere. I'd love to know what kind of throne he's on and how many screens he's got, but I bet it's many, and it's a big throne. Just
before we go back to green, we were talking about helmets just before this, the last commercial break, and Dr. Steve Olvey, who's one of the top medical experts in...
Charge the capacitor, 60% throttle before the restart.
In terms of safety, for motorsport safety in the United States. And he said if you buy a $50 helmet, it's good for a $50 head. Good point. So always buy the best helmet that you possibly can.
Absolutely. You just heard there, go at 50% throttle right now in order to charge the capacitor. That was the order, so that they've got some extra boost on board for the battle ahead. So Toyota thinking ahead of the game right now, and that super capacitor which they carry, it's a bit like a battery, the old flash guns if you like, takes a while to actually wind up. 50% throttle, can he use it right now? Away we go. We are racing once again here at Le Mans, and immediately Tom Christensen just noses out from traffic and tries to close down this gap, and it's a decent one.
Yeah, he's good get a jump there by Alex Wirtz in car number 7. It's the saving off the inevitable, however. It won't be long before the number 2 car comes flying past. I think the Audis have been quicker, well, all week significantly, but it's certainly in the cooler conditions overnight. There wasn't a lot to choose between the Audis and the Toyotas, but I fancy as much as anything else that might have been just the fact that Audis had a pretty firm grip on things and were able to just sort of dictate their own pace, if you like. But you know, there's no doubt both teams have done a fine job, and we've still got all 5 factory cars from Audi and Toyota still running strongly.
Absolutely. You only need one car to win it, of course. My goodness.
Oh, no.
On the restart, that's the Bellici Lola, and unfortunately it was the lead Lola.
Yeah,
running in 5th place.
Yeah, here's a replay here. Ooh, mama. He just got sideways there, Damien.
Yeah, that's just pitched him straight into the barrier there. Obviously, he's lost that nose, which is quite a big section, and quite a lot of money also.
Sort of cold tyres there, and he just overcorrected, didn't he?
Yeah, it was just
a car got sideways,
and he exited one of the chicanes.
He put some opposite lock on the front end grips, and it just threw him stage right into the wall. A heavy impact.
It's called an overcorrection, if you like. Not to take away from the driver there at all, but you can see actually the nose tub of that car is quite badly damaged.
That's the Jota Sport car as well, which was right in the thick of the battle. Wow, and the number 92 car, which was well placed.
It was running third in the GT Pro class. Yeah, Mark Lieb as well. Great experience from him, but on his outlap as marked, and unfortunately getting it a little bit wrong. Drivers trying to snatch at it, Jeremy.
Yeah, dramatic restart certainly, and all sorts of instances. There's the impact. Well, the
it was second place Bernard as well in the Porsche, also getting involved the 91 car.
It was the 61.
I beg your pardon.
61, yeah, the 4th place car in GT, Marco Cherokee, yeah.
Goodness me, it's taken plenty of prisoners, and this is the worst example of it. That's a real shame. He's going to be almost weeping, I imagine, because you know what, this was a potential with issues for other people podium for these guys.
Safety car.
And the safety car's back out. My goodness. Well, they say cautions breed cautions, Jeremy Shaw, and we've had a rack full of them.
We have indeed. And
almost a belly full, actually.
Awful news for Rebellion Racing. Bart Hayden, he'll be distraught. The number 12 car has been in the pit lane for a little while with an undetermined, which we haven't yet determined what the problem is. But now the sister car, number 13 car, Andrea Belica, they've done a fabulous job, number 13 guys. Andrea Belica sharing that car with Matthias Besch and Kung Fu Cheng, Frankie Cheng from China. They were running that other pretty much a flawless race, and now it's all gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, that's not at all what they want at this stage. Look at the damage to the barrier.
Oh no!
Wow.
Well, that may be extended if they deem that is unsafe, and well, I can't think why.
That's just the bottom rail.
They would deem it safe, but we'll see. Safety car has been deployed yet again. We've kind of lost count, but I think it's 10. There you go.
I think it's 9, unless there was one while I was away overnight. I was away for an hour, a couple of hours, but So if I miss one, it's 10. Otherwise, it's 9.
Yeah, I think it is 10, but we'll have to double check. Can't remember when you were not with us, Jeremy.
I left at about 3:30.
The hardest working man in Le Mans, by the way. He's on other duties when he's not with us, and it's a delight to have somebody so in touch with it. There is more debris falling from the vehicle. Looks okay from the rear, doesn't it? But it's very second-hand.
Sorry looking sight. I don't know what they're going to be able to do to that because the front nose section there of the tub, which is carbon fibre, it looks like the nose, all the bodywork will fit onto that, but that looks to be badly bent and damaged. Even the rear is damaged.
It was the front nose, though, was it? Not the back nose.
Not the tail.
Yeah, it's a push me pull you
front tail.
I remember Dr. Doolittle.
Yeah, dear.
Yes. Just check out the nose. This
is the damage to the front of the monocoque too. There.
Yeah, that's what I was.
So how are they going to hang panels on that? Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think that could be
well,
a lengthy repair, to be honest.
Particularly when the speeds, there's no way, is there? The speeds they do here at Le Mans, you cannot send a car out of the pit lane until it's assuredly safe.
Yeah, and this is definitely big boy stuff. There'll be no mess in here.
What's a shame?
Does that do it? It will keep at least Alex Wurz on the same lap as Stefan Sarazan, so he won't go that 2 laps down. So certainly good news for the car number 7 here. The bad news is I think he's still going to be caught up by that second pace car, so he's still half a lap behind, but that's at least gained him half a lap over where he was on this restart we had just a few minutes ago. In P2, Bertrand Baguette had managed to get himself a whole pace car ahead of the second place car in P2. That would be his teammate David Heinemeier Hansen in the number 24 car, and that will remain the case. And then the next 2 cars in class, Jan Mardenborough in car number 42, Mike Conway in car number 26, they are both 1 lap down to the Oak Racing pair.
I just went to see the driver exit here, and I don't think Andrea Bellicci is going to want to talk to anybody. Liz Halliday is going to be in the pits and talking, but I don't think you're going to get much word out of these boys. They're going to be busy.
In GTE Pro, Bruno Senna in car number 99 still leads, and it looks like he has a whole lap advantage right now over Timo Bernhardt in the number 91 Porsche, and Peter Dumbreck, who's at the wheel number 97 car, and Mark Lieb in the number 92 Porsche. Those second, third and fourth place cars are separated by not very much, but they do seem to be a lap down to the leader, Bruno Senna, for Aston Martin Racing.
Damien, just how you cope with something like this? You've got to deliver the message.
Well, I actually think he's thinking on safety there, and certainly there seemed to be a doctor or an official there taking him out the back, but he got out very, very gingerly there. You know, he's probably hurt his back there, or he's probably sore, I would imagine, because that was quite a shunt. You see a lot of the carbon fibre damage on the front. That's the tub, that's the monocoque. That's very, very robust, very strong, and it takes a lot to penetrate that.
It does, and it's probably a 100-mile-an-hour hit that he took there against that barrier. So it's that's a shock to the system.
It is going to be a barrier repair. They have the chief engineer coming through and just taking a look at it, and I think that's just I'm hoping that that's just a little bit of overburn here, or underburn. Green light to get back out and be collected by the safety car. Guys, there is a possibility that you can that you can overheat if you are held up for some time with engines running. We've even heard safety cars being told to speed up just so the cars can keep enough cool air running through the system.
Yeah, and they'll keep the tyres up to operating temperatures as well. Of course, they can turn off these engines. They have to turn them off during pit stops in any case. So they do have, unlike Formula 1 cars, they do have onboard starters. So when you get to the end of the pit lane, you'll generally shut off the engine until you're ready to go again. And then just fire it up and drive away, hopefully.
Refettling. Now, it's going to take quite a bit, we reckon, to actually tidy this up. Mind you, that looks like a cover's disappeared, and we've got something a lot fresher being displayed to us right now.
Yeah,
it may well have been the housing that held the nose.
I think it was. I think it's probably called the nose box.
Yes.
And that's been screwed off there. You can see all the brake calipers and the brake fluid tanks just there.
Jig being brought in just to check everything is square and ready, and this looks, I think you can be reasonably optimistic that this car might get back out. I don't think we'll be seeing Bellici again. He looked in some pain, some distress.
Do you think the only cars we didn't talk about a few minutes ago was the GTE AM?
Left exit, second chicane. There's debris on the right hand side. It's going to be a long repair, I think.
That's the word to Tom Christensen in the leading car number 2. Extensive repairs to that barrier on the exit of the second chicane on the Mulsanne straight, as we saw. In GTE AM, it's the IMSA performance car. Christophe Bourret sharing that car with Jean-Carl Vernet and Raymond Narak. They are leading, but Lorenzo Carsey in car number 55, the Ferrari, is back on the lead lap now in second place. He shares that car with Giuseppe Perezzini, who was involved in that crash last year with Anthony Davidson, and Daolo Young, the Chinese-Canadian or Canadian-Chinese, carries dual citizenship. They've done a nice job to keep that car in contention all the way through this race. They are, I think, Lorenzo Carsey is behind presumably the second of the pace car, so almost a lap down, but not. He is on the lead lap. In third place in GTE AM is Patrick Dempsey in car number 77, the Dempsey Del Piero Racing Porsche, running in conjunction with Proton Competition, and they are a lap and a half. Maybe 2 laps now. No, yeah, where are we?
I think it's 2.5.
I think it is 2 laps now behind the leader in GTE AM. Fourth place.
Might last a bit. Safety car might last a bit because the barrier is damaged.
Again, the information there being passed along to Stefan Sarrazin in second place in the number 8 Toyota. Fourth place in GTE AM, car number 61. That is the AF Corsa car, Jack Gerber, shown at the wheel of that car right now. He shares that number 61 car with Matt Griffith from Ireland and Marco Chiocchi, who stepped out of it a little while ago. Fifth place in GTE AM, actually 5th place, yes, is Ricky Taylor, car number 50 for Labra Competition. He's another couple of laps behind. They've had a few little niggles, but Ricky Taylor, along with Patrick Bornhauser and Julian Canal, who have won this race for the last couple of years, certainly won it last year. Yeah, they've run it the last 2 years, and they are running now 5th place in the Chevy Corvette car number 50.
Interestingly, Patrick Dempsey is on board, and after the spin of the 61 Ferrari that we saw earlier on, he's on for a podium. He's struggled to get here, he said, not out of lack of enthusiasm, but just opportunity and a very busy schedule, one would imagine. And to have a podium would be absolutely outstanding for the Dishy Doc, as he's known.
Yeah, I mean, you have to hand it to Patrick. He's put an awful lot of work into this, and I think he's come an awful long way from where he was even this time last year. So, fair play to him. Obviously, he's been, well coached as well. Andy Lally's doing a good job with him, I think, in the US. And then, obviously, Patrick Long is his teammate here, and he's obviously given him great information. But, full credit to Patrick. He's doing a stellar job.
Well, you know what? He's going to have to watch his back, because the 61 Ferrari is on the same lap as Mr. Dempsey, and at the restart, that's going to be a scrap. So we'll find out exactly what kind of credentials he's managed to dial into himself. He has worked extraordinarily hard to move away from being first thought of as an actor to being primarily badged as a racing driver, and he's getting very close to that.
Yeah, he's improving all the time, and thanks to instruction he's getting on the scene, both from Andy Lally, as you said, Damien Faulkner, in the United States, and with Patrick Long here. Yeah, it's a super team, both in the States and here. Some of the crew guys are here from the States. It's primarily run by the Proton Competition guys, who are regulars in the European GT series, but for Dempsey Del Piero Racing, that's Alessandro Del Piero, the Italian footballer who's a partner with Patrick Dempsey in this team. Running primarily in the United States, they made their debut as that organisation at Sebring. Andy Lally put the car on the pole, and here he comes to Le Mans for the first time, and he led a goodly portion of it. Patrick himself at the wheel was for quite a long time, and now in the podium position currently. So whatever happens, the outcome of this race, hats off to Patrick Dempsey and Joe Foster and the rest of that organisation.
Work still going on, and barriers as well. Thankfully, it looked like it was a low-down repair, and we saw one bent piece of Armco going away, and it looks like we might have a fairly rapid response here. If a stanchion isn't taken out and it just happens to be the main body, if you like, of the Armco, it deforms and is removable without actually taking any of the supporting struts from that out, and as a result we get a quicker repair, and it looks like we might be lucky enough to have hit between the uprights on the Armco, which would be great.
That would be good. We replaced a lot of Armco this week, but it's certainly a little bit worrying that anytime the Armco has had a...
Your tyres. Just worry about keeping fuel, saving fuel.
There we are.
Copy.
Forget about putting heat into the tyres. Just save the fuel.
Yeah, that was the word there to Jan Mardenborough, who is driving that number 42 car and doing a stellar job, running in third place, just into the pit lane. Then a couple of people, one guy into the pit certainly. Here it is, the class leader in LMP2 is Bertrand Baguette, who brought that car into the pits. Routines at full service here for Oak Racing. This, I think, will he'll rejoin behind the next safety car group, which might drop into second place in the class. So these two Oak Racing machines, I don't know where the number 24 car is in terms of its pit strategy. I think it was in, I would suggest, about 20 minutes or so ago, so maybe halfway through a fuel stint. But I think we're going to have quite a battle on our hands between these two. Whether this will allow either Roman Rusinov, who is driving the number 26 car, currently in fourth place, or Jan Mardenborough in the number 42 car in third in the class, whether this will allow them to move on to the lead lap with the two Oak Racing cars, I'm not sure. I don't think it will, but we shall wait and see.
We just saw an overhead shot of that barrier there that's damaged. In fact, it looks like the guardrail is damaged. All of it's damaged right to the top. I'm not sure if they're going to have to replace the two top rungs there, but we'll find out pretty soon.
We just disappearing out of the bottom of our screen. We just saw the Vipers on course at the moment. Two of them, in fact, one at the bottom of or towards the rear of the GT Pro, and in fact both of them there. Just having a look, only two other from the GT Pro behind them, the 66 Ferrari of Al-Kabasi and Bill Oberlin in the 98 Aston Martin as we speak.
It blew up, didn't it? It apparently.
Yes, exactly. They've had all kinds of issues, the Vipers. It is an early part of the SRT program, the street racing technology, although the mark, of course, the badge, the Viper, has been around for some time and has been within the houses of Dodge and Chrysler. Street racing technology, SRT, I'm not quite sure what I think about those initials and how they sort of trip off the tongue. But I know that Dodge was always known as a truck manufacturer before the Viper came along, and it did it gave it a huge boost in terms of public recognition and kudos. And I think the street racing technology division is hoping for a similar kind of kick out of that vehicle.
Yeah, I was talking to Ryan DL, who of course won the class in P2 last year with Starworks Motorsports. He's driving one of the Viper drivers now, and he does the long distance races for that team in the United States in the American Le Mans Series. And you know, he said, look, hey, we didn't come here expecting to be contending for the win. He did say, you know, we thought we'd be a little bit more competitive, but hey, for the first time here, this car is less than a year old. Very little, relatively speaking, very little development on this car. They just came here to pick up data, hopefully to get both cars to the finish line and just learn as much as they possibly can and come back stronger next year. You know, there isn't the opportunity to test anywhere in America in a track that's even vaguely applicable to what they will learn here at Le Mans. Yeah, that's a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, just slightly so.
Yeah, just right in front of the incident as well.
Yes, Stefan Raff out there in car number 39. That car's been going backwards probably almost as much as been going forwards during this race. But to spin under the yellow, he's going to get a severe hand slap there from race control at best.
Yes,
that's not good.
No, it isn't, and right on camera as well.
Yeah.
Yes, not sparing his blushes.
Can I just give a shout out to Jim McWhirter, whose JMW team are 11th in class, 41st overall, as they've just tweeted, and they said the wonderful thing is we're still running, so we want to see the checkered flag.
Yeah,
a very modest reply, I think. I just spoke with himself and his wife the other day, so lovely people. And
yeah, they've had a tough
drivers.
week, haven't they? Because of a big crash earlier in the week. They had to work very hard to repair it. They've had various niggles during the race as well. So that's right. You know, perseverance. That's what it's all about.
Works Ferrari drivers, and Andrea Bertolini is driving there with Khaled Al-Khabasi and Abdulaziz Al-Faisal, two guys I know very well from the Middle East.
Caroline Stewart writing in and saying it's a bit unfair to say the Dodge were all about trucks before the Viper. You forget the classic days of the 60s and 70s, the Charger and the Challenger. Yes, and they've reignited those. I think the truck connection being the engine block that they actually took out and put into that car was something to behold. And in fact, I think they're even available up to sort of 8 litres. The rumble you get from that on a two-seater sports car is something quite outstanding. But yes, I take your point, Caroline. But yes, it was indeed their avowed intent as a publicity machine to get people thinking about cars again. You're quite right in the 60s and 70s, because Dodge had become a kind of a pickup truck brand, and the Viper helped them steer themselves back to the glory days. You're absolutely right with the Charger and the Challenger. We welcome back Liz Halliday once more. Liz, we've had some embarrassing moments. This is one of them. There we are.
My goodness.
We thought it was tub damage. Thankfully, it seems not. It was the nose block that was there. We bid fond farewell to Jeremy Shaw. He'll be back in a little while. There it is. We thought that was the tub damage. It seemed not. And thank heaven for that as well. Bellici exiting the car and doing so very, very gingerly. Yes, no showboating there at all. He'd taken a bit of a hit, as more than that, as you can see. And so a full checkout of that vehicle. We've then had others taking a little bit of a spin underneath the yellow, or underneath the safety car, I should say, behind it. The safety cars have been deployed, all 3 of them, because it's barrier repair time yet again, Liz.
Yeah, no, this has happened so much. Again, another theme of this Le Mans is just barrier repairs. It seems to go on forever. And this team has done such a good job. It's such a shame for them. And I know a lot of these guys, I've been lucky to work with a lot of them that are here, and they're such a great bunch of guys. And is this another Aston Martin stopped? Is it just spun?
No, that's the 98.
Or has that already been there? Okay,
yeah.
I was going to say, I was getting worried. I was thinking, oh my goodness, is that another one? Unfortunately, I was struggling to see when I wasn't on air exactly who it was. They all look the same from a distance.
Hey, don't rip that off.
Oh,
Somebody's
no.
ripping off the Michelin, one of the pinning guys.
Goodness,
If you're going to effect a repair, then now's the time to do it. I don't know where that now came from. Sitting next to you, suddenly
Been
popped
with
up.
Davey and Faulkner too long.
Irish heritage
Northern
just
Ireland
popping out.
You can just see they seem to be removing one of those what do they call them, a sleeping policeman?
Effectively, yes. It's part of the ribs of
I don't get
that curbing. Yeah, they'll be replacing it. They've taken lots of hits there. We were talking earlier on about the fact that drivers have not been told to respect the limits of the track, which is a call you often get. And in fact, we were speculating as to whether it had spun out into the number of punctures that we've been getting. It's either that or the debris that has been strewn across the track. Carbon fibre has been everywhere, it seems, throughout this Le Mans. We believe 10 safety car periods. We've got conflicting reports as to whether it's 9 or 10. It depends on how you count it. When you took your sleep.
Let's go for 9.5, shall we?
Yeah.
Nice happy medium.
This is that car, Damien, that they've been busy with, and they're going to be busy for some time by those things.
Yeah, both cars in there. There you can see that, God, they're grinding, the sparks are flying. So they're they're getting on well with that barrier repair.
I wonder.
Looks like they've repaired all three. Sorry, Liz.
No, I interrupted you. I wasn't trying to. Sorry. I'm saying I wonder how much Armco we've used.
And I thought you were missing me.
In feet.
Hello, I think
euros.
I think that was a private conversation that you just dipped in on there.
Nice to hear them having a little bit of a laugh at this stage of the race as well. I think
yes.
that's great.
With exactly in 3 seconds 6 hours remaining. Now that's a massive ask. When you have done 18 hours and you've still got 6 hours to go, it tells you all you need to know about the significance of this race and just how difficult that is to mind, body and soul. 16 1.5-hour Formula 1 Grand Prix all rolled into one, and running not that dissimilar in terms of pace.
And we're now approaching a 1,000-kilometer race, basically, aren't we? 6-hour race left to go, which in itself is a long haul. Where you would find if you went to just do a 6-hour race at Le Mans, you'd think, oh, that's a pretty long race. But it's the end of this one.
This is how we stacked up. Tom Christensen is our leader in the 2 car, the 2 Toyotas, close at hand, but, well, we don't think close enough. But do not count your chickens, because Toyota, they have never counted them. And they are just hoping that this becomes their game. We have Audis in positions 4 and 5 as well. So Audis and Toyotas at the top of the timing screens. That's what we expected, perhaps not in the order that we've got. While we're going to take our leave from some of you in around about a minute's time, we'll be staying with others. If you want to find us within the Eurosport family, then please pick up your remote control and just nip over to your alternative Eurosport channel, 1 and 2 international, that kind of thing. You will find us. We're not going anywhere. Well,
we're not.
Anyway,
not for the next couple of hours.
No, I'm not going anywhere for 20 minutes, so, and then I'm going in the pits.
Are you going to bring us breakfast?
Well,
hey, listen, I'm
going to interview some people, and then I might bring you some breakfast.
Thank you.
It'd be really nice.
Just in case you think we're imposing ourselves, Liz did offer to cook the other night, and I stepped in, and I cooked.
It was very nice, by the way.
You did a fantastic job.
All of you who think Carlton Kirby can't cook, there you go, he can. It's very nice.
Yes, I'll issue a recipe. This year's Le Mans pasta. We'll take our leave from some of you. Others, well, stick around.
A really short tune. Oh no, go back into where you were, 5th draw, sorry. In the black tray. Who's in there somewhere, little one.
Pits in front of our commentary position. That means the 8th car it is that's sitting at least on track just behind Di Grazi's Audi. Di Grazi, I presume, will do as much as he possibly can at the restart, which we understand is approaching here after yet another safety car when the Lola number 13 car in the hands of Bellici just lost it, trying to keep some heat in the tyres, snatched at it and hit the barriers, damaged the front end. Thankfully the tub unaffected. They will get back out, we assume. They're busy repairing the car at the moment, but it's Toyota's 2 and 3 in the rankings, with the Audi in the hands of Tom Christensen. Who else other than the man himself? Yes, the man they call the King of Le Mans, a record that's highly unlikely ever to be beaten. The fans just starting to refuel themselves as well. We're getting the whiff of bacon sandwiches, as there are a lot of Brits and Irish and Danes and Dutch who all love their bacon. We do. Of the crowd, yeah, absolutely. And wafting over and driving Damien Faulkner absolutely mad.
I just wonder if that was a late call by the number 7 there, because Alexander Wirtz. No, where's that bacon sandwich? I'm going to beat you to it. No, the driver who got in there, who just got in? Who was that?
I didn't see the swap, but was there a driver change?
There was, but
maybe Davidson, possibly.
But he was very, very late out of the garage. It looked like it was a very late call to pit. So perhaps they're pitting a little bit out of sequence and trying to
they may
employ some clever strategy.
Trying to play the safety car game, I think.
Well, Damien, I was just going to say you might like this one. I've had a couple of people on Twitter say to me they thought I was Irish. So what part of me sounds Irish? But I thought, well, Damien will love that.
I think you just look Irish, Liz.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you've got Irish eyes.
You're just saying that. You're just saying that because you'd like everyone to be Irish.
I'm going to reach for the screens in a moment.
You know what? You did wonders for my Twitter followers.
Thank you. How many have you got now?
Well, I have 200 extra from the
200% more. He's up to 4.
From what? From the 18 million homes, is it?
Oh, come on, everybody. Damien needs more followers, and frankly, so do I.
Damien Faulkner, come on, people, get tweeting.
Get tweeting.
I have 200 new ones from the start of the
It's the middle
weekend.
view that's foxing people. Do you want to quickly spell it out?
Yeah, it's, well, Damien with an E, and Faulkner is Faulkner, not Fokker, as in meet the Fockers.
Or another derivation of that. Yeah. We'll let you figure that one out on your own. Anyway, moving swiftly onward.
Yes, I think accelerating away from that comment.
Yeah, it's speed.
As my iPad explodes with new Twitter followers.
Yes.
Smoke coming out here.
Yes, Sarazan, we're on board with the 8 car as they're on the clean side of the track here. There's been a lot of broom work, I've got to say, after the 13 Lola hit the barriers in an extraordinarily embarrassing way. Bellici exited the car, did not look in great shape, I've got to say. Mind you, I wouldn't have skipped out of the car either, frankly, after making a mistake such as that.
It was pretty square on, wasn't it, that hit as well? It was really pretty dead on into the barrier, which is never nice.
You know, in fairness, though, there was, I think, one of the Matmut Porsches that he was trying to go around, and I think he went out beyond the sort of track limits, if you like, and I think that's
just lost it there.
Yeah.
It was at the restart, incidentally, not under safety car, so it wasn't about keeping heat in the tyres, although we've seen a number of spinners since then in the subsequent safety car, which takes us, we think, up to 11. But our count, you probably know better than us. We'll take a break.
Said spare gloves. I gotta love them. Try not to eat these, all right? I'm down with that. Ready? You want to do a ready break? Ready break! Yeah, I felt.
At the end of this lap. The 3 safety cars will leave the track at the end of this lap.
Welcome back. Lap 265. Tom Christensen, our race leader, has just pitted, and the cleanup goes on right now. May as well look tidy, especially as the safety car has been called in this coming lap. So the lights will be extinguished and they'll be back out there and racing. And yes, looking forward to this one, Liz.
Well, this is the number 2 car. Driver change.
In.
Alan McNish is getting in. Christensen has been in the car for an extraordinarily long time. It seems like he's been in there forever. But they are doing long stints in the Audi. It's very, very cool outside. It's much cooler than I can remember Le Mans being for a while. I was actually freezing when I was just out there earlier in the paddock. So yeah, McNish getting in, I'm guessing for another long stint.
I think it's throwing the Bulldog, or maybe the West Highland Terrier.
Did they actually throw him? I missed that. Is that our new driver change tactic?
Easier to get in. But yes, it's going to be fascinating. Damien, you spotted something?
No, I didn't. I didn't really spot anything.
You look very animated there.
They've changed view now.
It was just leaping up and down.
It was just where where Alan McNish stopped on the pit lane.
Shot out of the seat, he did.
Pointing
at the camera,
yellow lines
at the screen.
Pit lane were coming out just completely inside of the wheels.
And then claimed nothing.
It just looked like it was yellow rubber marks.
Yep. Well, anyway, yes, Tom Christensen is out of the car. Alan McNish is in. Now, if you want somebody who is going to be involved in a fight, a scrap, then Alan McNish is your man. He usually starts whichever car he is in. He was very busy at the top of this race. Tom Christensen has done a huge body of work and has now handed back to Alan McNish. He has got, don't forget, 2 chasing Toyotas, and if you want somebody to put distance between you and them, then he is your man. De Grazia it is at the front of that line, and that man is yes, he looks like he's having a long, well-earned rest. It's been busy out there. I suppose the safety car, Liz, you're in danger of just turning your mind off if you want to be part of the team here.
It's very, very easy to do that, especially under a long safety car. You just sort of, because you're under so much pressure and adrenaline when you're at speed, once the safety car comes, you know you've kind of got that chance to shut off, and I find it's tough to keep your brain going. You've got to kind of talk to yourself and say, right, stay focused and keep the tires warm, keep the brakes warm, you know, assess everything with the data you've got in front of you on the steering wheel, and just make sure you stay switched on, because quite often when the restart happens, you find your brain's sort of somewhere back there and you're not ready to go. So it is something you've got to be careful with.
Safety car lights are off on all 3 safety cars that have collected the field for yet another time. Still, don't forget, it's the number 1 car of Marcel Faster who holds the fastest lap record so far here at this Le Mans, 322.746, but McNish is on board the 2 car and he's going to be going for it. So get ready to go racing again, everybody.
I've just had a tweet from Mike Cohagen. He said, been watching coverage since the race began, currently listening to you guys like this, and he sent a picture of him lying in his bed, what looks like his bed. I'm not sure if I'm impressed by that.
He looks like
like he's been strapped to the bed or something. It's a little bit weird.
He actually looks like the imprisoned spaceman in 2001. Yes, abducted by aliens and forced to watch Le Mans.
Mike, make sure you get up and move around sometimes, buddy. All right, we're getting a little worried over here.
Okay, serious business of racing now, guys. We're about to get the restart, and this is going to be crucial for positions. P2 being led by the Morgans, incidentally. Gonzalez and Brundle are heading that, but it's all about P1 right now. And look how chomping at the bit Toyota are here. Yeah,
this looks exciting, and we're just going to be interesting to see where the safety car pulls off, if it's going to drive over the grass again. But the Toyota's right up behind the number 3 Audi.
What's fantastic here is we've still got a fight coming. We've got 6 hours left to go, less than 6 hours. It's a 1,000-kilometer race. Toyota is still very much in the hunt, much more than we ever thought they could be. I hate to say that, but the safety car is off,
and off the leash they go.
We're racing again.
De Grazia it is that floors it. Now the secret squirrel message is to put give 50% throttle, leave your capacitor at full charge, and then you can deliver it, and we'll see. Well, this essentially is the pace difference between the Audis and the Toyotas, which we've seen so much of. Toyota still, though, have managed to hold on to positions 2 and 3 overall, and immediately into traffic, and those who've been released from pit lane as well. That's why they look slightly hampered as they come over the rise here.
Well, this is what's so difficult when you've got to restart at Le Mans or in any sports car race. You could be in the mix with lots of other cars, GT cars, slower LMP2s, but straight away everyone is racing. So it is very difficult to get through the traffic, keep it safe, but keep it fast, because there is a real fight here at the front of the grid.
Superb for Sarrazin, amazing there, smooth as silk through a gap that I couldn't see, but he could. That's quality at work. De Grazi's doing a good job. This is a great battle.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and you could just see them there going through the Dunlop S's for the first time. They were trying to get some heat in their tyres. They were slipping around. Traction was difficult, and you could just see De Grazi in the number 3 weaving as he's coming down to the first chicane. And that's trying to get a little bit of temperature into the tyres by flexing the tyre walls.
On board with the number 1 Audi, this is Marcel Fassler, who's had the fastest lap so far. It was the end of a fuel run, incidentally, as he fought back from 23rd position after big mechanical issues for that car. Well, he's making a good fist of it and is currently in 5th place, Marcel Fassler, trailing De Grazi in the 3 car that we've already seen.
What I'm excited to do is see what sort of times we're going to see now. McNish is in the car. He's got fresh tyres. He's going to be pushing hard. These are optimum track conditions. The track is bone dry. It's very cool outside, which more so than we get a lot of times at Le Mans. We're going to get some conditions like we would get at night, where it's cool enough for them to put in some incredible times. So let's see what's going to happen out there at the front.
Thank heaven we've had a mostly dry race through the night, at least, Damien Faulkner, and we're being rewarded with speed. The downside is you get it wrong, and it's usually expensive in terms of time spent repairing barriers, it seems.
Yeah, well, I woke up, I couldn't sleep last night, really. I woke up and grabbed my phone, unbeknown to me, I think, because I looked at the Twitter feed, and some teams were putting on rain tires, so I think we had some showers last night whilst we were supposed to be sleeping. But yeah, fantastic battles, and unfortunately some barrier repairs too. But yeah, this battle looks good, but it looks like McNish has pulled out a lead already over the Toyota.
That's his job. That's what he's been put in to do, and he's doing a fantastic effort as well. There he is. We hook up with Alan McNish right now. That's our lead car. Don't forget the 2 Audi, and is in his hands. He really makes it sing.
Traffic up through the first corner into the Dunlop chicane. Such a fast corner there for the prototype cars. They're flat to the boards up into that very difficult braking zone, and then flat again down the S's, which we are watching right now. Such a fast part of the circuit. Soon to be back onto the Mulsanne straight. We're seeing a really good fight here, and I'm interested to see what's going on in the GT classes as well, because we've got a real battle going on there in GT Pro and in GTM still. It's Porsche versus Ferrari in the GTM class, and Aston versus Porsche. Yeah, Aston, Porsche, Aston. So a real fight there in both GT classes.
It's amazing. Bruno Senna, incidentally, is on board the lead 99 car from the GT Pros, ahead of Mark Lieb and Peter Dumbreck, very much involved. Of course, Aston Martin, very much a vowed aim is to win this one for the fallen Alan Simonson.
We just got a shot there, maybe Liz, you can come in on this. We just got a shot there of the coming back down from the Dunlop S's. This track undulates quite a lot, and you don't really see that on television, but yeah, there's quite a lot of undulation.
It is, and as you crest under the actual bridge coming on your way to the S's, it is a blind portion of the circuit for a minute, especially in a prototype car. You're very low. It's blind and flat, so you've got to have your line, and then as you come out of the bottom of the S's, there is a bump there that catches the cars. We saw a couple cars last night going off there, a couple GT cars that maybe caught the bump with a little too much lock on the wheel, and it's a portion you've got to let the car compress, and then you can, you know, carry on turning, but you've got to give it that time to compress so that you don't lose the rear of the car.
And then you've got a little bit of camber as well at Indianapolis. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Indianapolis is pretty mega, really. It's super fast. I mean, you've heard Alan McNish talking about different ways to drive it. Usually in a prototype car, it's you just literally a little lift or a little dab and you're straight in, flat out, super fast.
This is P2 battle. They've been locked in a train for much of the night. Just looking at Lucas Ordonez putting in a great move, desperate as well to make up some more ground. ground. He's running in 4th place as we speak after some of the changes. Jan Mardenborough brought that car in. We sort of have a great deal of affection for that car. It's gamers turned racing drivers, and the movement goes on. That's a lovely slick move as well through the field here. The P2 has been amazing. We catch up with the classification right now. Morgan Nissen's 1 and 2, and Nissan Power just locking it all out. Top 6 positions. They provide 15 of the engines that are being used by the 22 cars that started LMP2. It's a great effort. That is Ordonez in the 42 car that made the pass, and showing that he was perhaps he was facing a cork in a bottle, and he's back into a podium position right now after that change. Superb.
Really great to see a real battle going on in LMP2. That doesn't happen every year. The last couple of years it's gotten stronger and stronger. The engines are tighter. We're seeing, you know, not laps apart from everyone. They're battling in all 4 classes right now, under 6 hours to the end of Le Mans. That doesn't happen very often.
Well, it's been phenomenal. We knew this was where the most highly contested element of this year's Le Mans 24 Hours would come from. And just look at this. This is real racing, by the way.
Yeah, this is incredible. There's just a 4-car train there, and they're all dicing. Now they're 3 abreast coming into the final chicane here.
Absolutely superb. The Art car seats positions and loses 2 spots in one go. And look who is stalking already. Ordonez is in the frame here as well to try and move through. This is fantastic. This is exactly what we want from Le Mans. Close, tight racing. Very deep into the event. And there goes the 42 car. We're on board with him right now. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Lucas Ordonez, who's got to be one of the coolest heads out there for what is a relatively newbie to the game. Amazing.
Well, amazingly, Lucas Ordonez is already on his 3rd Le Mans, having finished 2nd on the podium in his very first attempt, when he had about as much experience as Jan Mardenborough has this year, and they're certainly in line for maybe another podium. A very strong car to be in, a strong effort, and just an incredible performance from both of these men.
Absolutely. Ordonez, I think it was on an MBA program, dropped out of that deliberately just to learn the game, to win the prize. It seems everything he turns his hand to, he actually does. Quite remarkable. So essentially he picked up a gaming station, a PlayStation, and put his mind to it and delivered. What about this delivery? I don't know, they'll start calling Mitnish the postman soon. Look at that. Straight out he comes, always delivers, and well, he just has done another spot.
Yeah, just made a pass on Nakajima. That was in the Toyota. I think that was into the 2nd chicane.
Puts him another lap down, and there's nothing he can do about it. This is the job that Alan Mitnish was sent out to do, Liz.
It was, and they said, get in there, boy, and do your job and hold it out in front. We're pushing towards the end of the race. The car has been very good. I don't want to curse it. I really don't, but certainly they're going to have to push hard. There's not much of a gap here at all between Toyota and Audi. This is what the fans came here to see. I think we all really hoped this is what we would have, a battle to the end of the race. Wouldn't this be incredible if we had Audi, Toyota fighting right to the end? It would bring us back to the days of Peugeot and Audi.
It certainly would. At the moment, though, they're another lap down, Toyota, and they're going to need some kind of intervention. Believe me, if they're going to take that last step. It's the Dempsey car. I think there may have been a driver change. Patrick Dempsey's been in there for some time. We'll get a check on that for you in just a moment as soon as it comes through our transponders. Great looking car, incidentally. I like the plainer liveries, unlike the Art car, which is not my favorite. Looks like a dropped Hawaiian pizza, in my opinion, but anyway, there you go. Looking at the 26 car at the moment, that is Rusinov at the front of this line. He's not the leader, but he's 3rd in class. That's the battle for 3rd place. The 2 Morgan badge cars are up the road ahead. There we're on board with the 42 machine, and that is back to Ordonez, and you're getting his view here.
And I'm going to leave you in that wonderful car and with this lovely aerial shot, and I'm going to head back down to the pits. I'm sorry to love you and leave you so quickly, but I'll be back soon. See you later.
Thank you, Liz.
Cheers, Liz. All the best.
Don't forget the croissants.
A lot more from Liz Halliday a little bit later on. So fabulous racing. We were talking about P2, LMP2. That is Rusinov, I think it was, who just got the escape there in the 26 car. But backed up behind him are a lot of cars that track position means an awful lot to. Not least Ordonez, who is fighting to get back on the podium right now. And Rusinov is the man he wants to get to. He's at the front of this little line.
Okay, Lucas, the car is in front of you is for position. That's for P3. The car in front is for
That's exactly right. That's what we were saying.
I don't think they needed to tell Lucas that at all.
Well, because we've already told him. I hear what you're saying.
I think he's been quite aggressive, and it's amazing how close he followed there through the Porsche curves. These cars have a lot of downforce. That car in front of him obviously will be making a hole in the air. He's doing a really good job.
Absolutely superb. So Rusinov is his prey, and Ordonez wants him. He's been told that that's the job that's expected of him. He's got an intermediate car in front of him at the moment, but Rusinov is his podium place, and he's doing an amazing job. Look how clean he's keeping it in a very tight situation here. Got to do so again, and does. Absolutely brilliant. I love the red and white livery as well of that vehicle. As he comes down, he sees that Rusinov is further ahead. He gets sight of him on some of these little switchbacks effectively as they come through these curves. It gives you a longer view. You know where your quarry lies, and he's on it.
Yeah, and it's just really important that he does a good job here, and he's clever, because it's it's getting 5 hours 34 minutes to go. These people are getting tired. Fatigue is going to set in if it hasn't already. So it's a mental challenge, it's a physical challenge, and they've got to be very calculated in any move that he's going to make.
Here is the chase car effectively for Audi. De Grazia was on board as he brought it in. They are acting as kind of wingman, if you like. Both they and the number 1 car, Marcel Fassler. I imagine they may well start racing each other actually for 4th place and potentially 3rd if something happens to one of the Toyotas. Back to the P2 battle. Ordonez pulls out, but he's got company here. 3 wide they come. Oh, fantastic. Well, suddenly he gets on a very, very dirty line in the 36 car, is it? And just spits up a whole load of road. It's the 38 car, I beg your pardon. Also involved here, that's Ollie Turvey, I think it is. Back onto the 42, that's Ordonez. Doesn't like that one little bit.
Yeah, well, was that Turvey that got past?
I think he might have been.
Yeah, he just got a slipstream of both of them and was able to take 2 of them in one hit. Fantastic move.
Yeah, great work. Ordonez would like to do something pretty similar right now. He's got the draft, has he? See how close can he make the move? Comes down into this corner and makes it stick. Now he's through this one, but he's still got. He's only back to the position he was just a few moments ago. There you go. If you try and snatch at it, it can get away from you. The 24 car of Brundle just disappearing underneath us right now. Goodness me, this is tight. Rusinov is in the 26 car, by the way. Brundle is a lap ahead, so he'd have to unlap himself as well, Ordonez, but that's the mission. Meanwhile, Patrick Dempsey, I think, just having a brief chat on board with Lucas Ordonez once again as he tries to remount his challenge and just repass those who are blocking his march towards Rusinov in the 26 car. Goodness gracious, this is fantastic racing, and when you know how many hours we've already done, over 18 and a half, unbelievable. We will be taking our leave from Eurosport 2. You will find us elsewhere in the Eurosport family if you just pick up your remote control and do a little dance after the break. There it is, working the traffic, I think you might say, and Ordonez just caught out. There's his quarry. We'll take our leave. We'll be back after a very brief break. Do stay with us. The action is absolutely enthralling. Nissan is our leader. It is Gonzalez for P2. Just hooking up with the 48 car as well right now, but it's what's going on just behind this vehicle that is of importance. The 35 machine is our leader, Gonzalez. Brundle in the sister car, the number 24, is position 2 at the moment as they get into or behind one of the running Corvettes here that have not had the best of fortunes, I've got to say. That's a battle that we never really saw. The Americans didn't really come to the table, it seems, this year, Damien.
Yeah, and they're very confused. There's no clear answers as to why. I'm sure there'll be a lot of head scratching and perhaps a few banging of heads after this event. But yeah, no, it's very disappointing, and it's just obviously the Porsches and the Astons out front. The Ferraris, I think, were well, obviously caught out at the start, but with the yellows. But we just back to the P2 there between Ordonez. That was my good friend Jerome Bleekemolen in the Pace Performance MVI car that was keeping ahead of Ordonez. Doing a good job as usual.
Doing an excellent job, and the race goes on here. It's almost without respite, it seems, and well, we're grateful of it. I've got to tell you, it's been some great action that we've had throughout this Le Mans, albeit accepting, of course, the tragedy of the